Good day, class. Our lesson for today is all about the self from anthropological perspective. At the end of this module, you will be able to explain how culture affects shape one's identity, examine your sense of self to the different I positions and the three fundamental selves. The last one, reflect on your own identity struggles by writing essay. Bilang panimula, let us start with the definition of Filipino. Filipino is defined as belonging or relating to the Philippines or to its people and culture. So in the context of citizenship, Filipino simply means membership in a nation state. Okay, so we are a member of a nation state. The Philippines is a nation, so we belong to that. So in the Constitution naman, ang Pilipino ay a citizen is someone who legally resides in a country. So we legally resides in the Philippines, kaya tayo ay tinawag na mga Pilipino. Then anthropologically, it entails the responsibility to live and protect the country's cherished values. So in anthropological aspect, pag sinabing Pilipino, it entails yung responsibility to live and protektahan yung mga values natin, okay, bilang isang Pilipino. So therefore, in order to be called Filipino, you have to belong to the Filipino people, of course, and adopt our culture as a Filipino. So, in this perspective class, the self must be embedded in the culture. Next, we have cultural identity and national identity. So, ang culture, ito ay hango sa salitang Latin, kultura or cultus, nang ibig sabihin ay care or cultivation. So, culture is analogous to caring for an infant. Diba? Can we imagine, diba? Let us imagine yung infant. No? So, mayroon siyang prolonged dependency sa kanyang magulang, especially sa nanay. So, ang infant kailangang alagaan ng mga taong nakapalibot sa kanya, especially yung magulang. Ganon din ang culture. Kailangang alagaan at kailangang ingatan. Okay? So, di ba yung infant kailangang matuto sa kanyang mga magulang. Nang sa ganon, he or she can better adjust habang lumalaki sa kanyang immediate cultural environment. So, that is culture all about. Care or cultivation. Next is identity. I-define natin kung ano bang ibig sabihin ng identity. It refers to who the person is, kung sino ka. Or yung mga qualities and traits na mayroon sa'yo that make a person different from others. That is identity. Yun yung qualities or traits mo na wala sa ibang tao. What else? Identity refers to how a person sees and express oneself. Paano mo daw tignan yung sarili mo as a person and on how you express yourself. That is identity. So, meron tayong example dito. Identifying people in a geographical context or based on where they come from. So, yun yung geographical context. Di ba tayo sa Pilipinas, we are belong to the Asian country. Di ba? So, that is our identity based on where the people came from. Okay? Like for example, another is from people from the West and East. Sila ay magkaiba. They are located in opposite sides of the word. Okay? Mayroong qualities and traits ang isang tao sa West and ganun din sa East na wala sa West. Diba? So, identity. It refers to the person kung sino siya or the qualities and traits of an individual that make him different from others. Next, punta naman tayo sa cultural identity. Ang cultural identity refers to the identity or feeling of belongingness to a certain culture group. Sa atin kasi, halimbawa sa Pilipinas, may mga group of people tayo dito na mayroon silang certain culture na nagde-define kung sino sila. And marami tayo niyan dito sa Pilipinas. So, ang tawag doon, that is their cultural identity. Okay? Next, cultural identity, it is an individual's perception. Ayan. About himself or herself na anchored on race, gender, nationality, religion, and ethnicity, and language. So that is cultural identity. So, nasabi dito, one might identify himself or herself as Filipino. Bakit? Kasi he or she embodies Filipino cultural ways and traditions to which he or she has been exposed while growing up. Okay? So, tayo, bilang mga Pilipino, we've been exposed to different cultures or traditions sa ating bansa. Kaya we identify ourselves as Filipino. Kasi nga we embody the Filipino cultures and traditions. Next is cultural identity theory. So this class it explains why a person acts and behaves the way he or she does. Kung bakit ang isang tao, the way he act ay iba sa atin, for example, or the way he behave ay iba sa atin. Kasi nga, it depends on kung pagbabasihan natin is yung place na pinanggalingan niya, iba siya sa atin. So, may mga na-encounter tayong tao, di ba, sa society na iba yung kilos, iba yung the way they act. Kasi nga, yun yung kanilang cultural identity. Okay? Based doon sa kanilang cultural identity kung bakit sila ganun. The way they act. Okay? Bakit iba? Iba sa atin, for example. Next, it makes sense of how an individual is influenced by the cultural context he or she is situated in. Halimbawa tayo, while we are, habang tayo lumalaki, di ba, nung mga bata tayo, di ba, mayroon tayong, yung family natin, yung ating pinaka-immediate na cultural environment. So, kung ano yung nakalakihan natin sa ating family, di ba, ganun tayo, di ba, hanggang, or, nai-embed sa atin, nai-embody natin yung ganung the way we act, the way we speak, kung ano yung nakalakihan natin. So it makes sense of how we as an individual ay influenced by the cultural context na kung saan tayo nabibilang. Okay, so a single person can possess multiple identities simultaneously, making him or her part of many cultural groups. So these identities overlap and form the identity of an individual. So class, that is cultural identity theory. Next is itong tinatawag nating national identity. So we will define first kung ano ang nation. A nation is a group of people built on the premise of shared customs, traditions, religion, language, art, history, and more. So, ang Pilipinas ay isang nation because meron ang Pilipinas yung napaka-importanting element kung bakit tinatawag na nation or bansa. Kasi meron siyang tao or group of people who are permanently inhabiting the land. Yan. So, by that, meron din tayong shared customs as a group of people. Meron tayong traditions, religion, language, art, history, and more. So again, refers to the identity or feeling of belongingness to one state or nation. Yan isang national or yan ang national identity. Next, according to the Rupert Emerson, it is a body of people who feel that they are a nation. Again, it mainly focus on the people. Pag sinabing national or pag sinabing nation, it is a large body of people who feel that they are nation. So for Emerson, national identity is social constructed. Kasi it is influenced and shaped by material and non-material cultures. So as per Rupert Emerson, sinabi niya that national identity is influenced and shaped by material and non-material culture. Ano ba ang material culture? Ito yung national flag natin, yung emblem, or yung seal ay isang yan yung mga representative of all the people who are part of a nation. So yung Philippine flag, sinisimbolo niyan yung ating pagiging Pilipino. Yan yung representative natin bilang mga it represents our Filipino citizenship. Na yung ating flag, it is a part of our nation. Ano pa? Yung mga example ng material culture, yung mga nahuhukay, nadidiscover ng mga archaeologists, mga kagamitan, nung sinaunang panahon, kagamitan ng mga Pilipino noon. Yan. May mga material culture tayo, class, na makikita sa ating National Museum. Mga yan. Those are material culture na part ng ating bansa. Next is non-material culture naman. It embodies the shared understanding of a group of people which includes norms, beliefs, and traditions. So, sa madaling sabi, ang material culture, these are the things which is tangible. These are tangible things. Sa non-material, these are intangible things. Next, we have Brian Moore's Anthropology of the Self. So sinabi niya that the self is not an entity but a process that orchestrates an individual's personal experience. So it has something to do again sa individual's personal experience. Okay? So next, the concept of self or for him is defined as individual's mental representation of his or her person as a kind of self-representation. We also have Hubert Herman's 1992, so dialogical self. The theory regarded self as the society of mind. So sabi pa niya, the self is considered as extended to significant others in the environment that populate the self as a dynamic multiplicity of I-positions in which dialogical or monological relationships may emerge. So later on ay maliliwanagan tayo kung ano nga ba yan, ibig sabihin ng I-positions. So, in this theory, itong dialogical self class, this is an individual's sense of self. Is established to how one identifies himself or herself with the different positions he or she holds internally or externally to himself or herself. So class, ito yung sinasabi ni Rupert Emerson na I positions. Ito yung, for example, I as educator or I as student. Yan. I as hardworking. Next, I as looking for contentment, which are positions that can be in sync all together. So, yan. I hope ay malinaw na sa atin yung mga I positions. Yan, nandyan, nilagay niya yung mga examples. Then, internal and external I position. Sa internal class, it refers to how one functions in himself or herself. So, the keyword there is the word on how a person function himself. Yung function, yung word na function. Yan ang internal I position. Sa external I position naman, refers on how identifies himself or herself based on particular external factors. So I've here the examples. Sa internal I position, we have I as empathic or I as diligent. That's on how a person or individual function. Yan yung internal I position. Sa external naman, sabi dyan, I as brother, I as part of an organization. Okay? So it has something to do on how you identify yourself. So that is the external. So, all this constitute the functionality of the self. Next, we have individual self, relational self, and collective self. Class, kapag sinabing individual self, refers to the cognitions related to traits, states, and behaviors na siyang nai-store sa ating memorya. For example, I am religious, I feel cold, I am ambidextrous. So that is what we call individual self. Related siya sa traits, sa states and behaviors. Sa relational self naman, it has something to do with our relationships. It might be sa ating family, sa society. Like for example, I am the father, I am the godfather, or I am the son-in-law. Okay. Next, we have collective self. Ito naman yung cognition or reflex cognition that are related sa isang grupo or sa grupo mo, halimbawa, or related sa isang society kung saan ka nabibilang. Like for example, I am an Ilocano, or I am a Filipino, or I am a UEPian, something like that. So these are individual self, relational, and collective self. And the last but not the least class sa ating anthropological perspective on the self, meron tayong tinatawag na identity struggles. I know for a fact na nowadays may mga nag-struggle when it comes to their identity. Kasi nga ay mayroon tayong we are surrounded by let's say judgmental people, kaya may mga taong nag-struggle sa identity nila kasi takot silang i-reveal kung sino sila, takot silang ma-judge ng society. So ayun, nag-struggle sila sa kanilang identity. Hindi nila alam kung ano yung ipapakita nila sa society, kung ano nga ba talaga sila. But again, sabi ko nga, ang aim natin sa understanding the self, at least makapag-iwan man lang ako sa inyo ng curiosity na mas kilalanin or to dig deep about yourself. Okay. So this term is introduced by Anthony Wallace and Raymond Pogelson. So if we say identity struggles, it characterizes the discrepancy between the identity a person claims to possess and the identity attributed to that person. Okay, so that is identity struggles. I hope everyone ay hindi nakakaranas ng identity struggles. Okay? Nang sa ganun ay hindi tayo mag-alangan, hindi tayo maging doubtful every time we have social interaction sa society. So, I hope everyone is good at may natutunan sa ating lesson. So, ayan, that is the last topic of this module. That ends our discussion, class. Thank you so much and God bless.